gonna look over this, Betrayal. It's a spin-off game for those of you who are familiar with the Betrayal at Hill House game. I believe, at least from the sort of blurb about it, that it is sort of werewolf or mafia style game. Well, we've already got some ominous inscriptions there on the inverse of the box. It says, do not rely on death to be the end. So, Betrayal, Deck of Lost Souls. Gonna give it some minus points for the QR code there. It really takes you out of it. Content: 6 curse cards, 5 character cards, 6 journey cards, 34 item cards, 4 special item cards, 18 minor omens, 16 major omens, 5 reference cards, and 1 symbol reference card. The house on the hill has long sat abandoned, its origins unknown. Many have entered to explore its secrets, but few have escaped to tell the tale. Now something ancient beckons from a dark corner of the attic, a deck of cards with ties to centuries of malice. Stored away for too long, this deck of lost souls yearns to twist fate. Once the fortune-telling tool of an ambitious oracle, the cards have become harbingers of misfortune. Feeding off the souls of the living, the deck now threatens to consume you with its curse. As you enter the house, drawn in by an unquenchable curiosity, the deck presents you and your companions with new guises to adopt. Perhaps you'll be identified as the alchemist, a devotee to ingenuity and experimentation, or the merchant with a penchant for striking a bargain. Your role traitor. And by the time you find out, it may be or revealed in front of them at the end of a turn. When a major omen has been played, all explorers lose. If there is no traitor, to win at the end of the game, you must have the items needed to defeat 4 of the 6 curses. Traitor. Your goal is curse when it is revealed at the end of the game. If the explorers do not have all the required item cards to defeat it, you win. If any explorer has no item cards left in their hand or revealed in front of them at the end of a turn when a major omen has been played, you win. Guide to the deck. There are 8 types of cards in this game. See below a description of each. Character cards, journey cards, and curse cards. Item and special item cards. For some items, you must be a specific character to use them. During each of your turns, you'll have the opportunity to give away items you can't use. See your character card or that item card for details. Green items are special items that can be found at the bottom of the item deck at the start of the game. Item symbols with a solid blue background are essential, meaning they are necessary for defeating curses. Minor and major omens are terrifying manifestations of what is to come if the true curse is revealed and undefeated. Some are merely unnerving, while others will send you to your grave. Card symbols. The cards in the deck of Lost Souls are inscribed with ancient symbols that identify their type and show how they might interact with other cards. For example, each item card has a unique symbol. If that item is needed to defeat a given curse or omen, you'll find that item's symbol on that curse card or omen card. See below for a list of the types of symbols you'll find. For a 4-player game, do the following. For all other games, see other ways to play. Place the curse cards face up in numerical order. Remove the 6 Charon's or Bowl item cards from the item deck. Set them aside. They're only used for variant games. Shuffle the remaining item cards and deal 4 to each player. Keep yours secret. Keep the rest of the item cards as a draw pile. Shuffle the special item cards and place them face down at the bottom of the item deck. Remove the Inquisitor from the character cards and place it out of play. Shuffle the remaining cards and deal 1 to each player. Keep yours face up in front of you. Remove 1 Explorer card from the Journey deck, then shuffle the remaining cards and deal 1 to each player. Keep your secret. Place the remaining card face down next to curse number 6. Shuffle the minor omen cards and deal 3 to each player. Place the remaining cards as a minor omen draw pile. Shuffle the major omen cards and deal 2 to each player. Place the remaining cards as a major omen draw pile. Each player takes a reference card. Leave room for face down discard piles as shown. How to play. The occultist goes first and play moves to the left. You'll complete 2 phases. First the cooperation phase and then the omen phase. Cooperation phase, do one of the following. Reveal an item by choosing an item card from your hand and placing it face up in front of you. Remember, if the card has a character symbol, you must be that character to reveal it. Give an item to another player by passing it to them face down. That player adds the card to their hand. They may then give you an item card in the same way. Draw an item card, then discard an item card from your hand. Keep the discard pile face down. If you had no item cards in your hand at the beginning of your turn, you do not need to discard one. The Omen phase. 1. Play an Omen card from your hand. by placing it face up on the table and reading it aloud. You must play any minor omen cards you have before you play any major cards. If you have any items that are needed to defeat the omen, announce you are using them by placing them face up in front of you, or by announcing that you already have them in front of you. If you reveal an item card that you cannot use, you must discard it. 3. The player to your left may now play an item card in the same way, and so on. Any items that are played stay where they are unless a card says to do otherwise. If you have the items needed to defeat the omen, you receive any reward listed on the card. If you do not defeat the omen, you must take the penalty listed on the card. 6. Discard the omen card unless it's a hint. If you defeat a minor omen with a hint on your turn, you may choose either of the 2 curses that card names and place that minor omen card face down next to that curse. If players fail to defeat a major omen with a hint, and the traitor has been revealed, the traitor may place that major omen face down next to any curse. If the traitor has not been revealed, discard the major omen. Be secretive. You may not give other players advice for how to play their cards, except when a player must discard cards or when using items in front of them. Special items. There are 4 special items at the bottom of the item deck. If you have both sections of the cameo pendant, you may look through the special item cards and take one, then shuffle the remaining special item cards and place them back under the item card deck. Once all item cards have been drawn, any player who needs to draw one may look through and take any card from the item discard pile. Playing as the traitor. If you are dealt the traitor card, your goal is to ensure the true curse is unleashed. Keep your identity a secret at the start of the game and pretend to be an explorer. Try to persuade other players to give you your cards. You cards think they'll need to defeat the true curse. If you do not have to reveal the items in your hand to defeat minor omens, however, you must use any items you have already revealed. You can win in one of 2 ways. Make sure the explorers do not have the items required to defeat the true curse when it is revealed at the end of the game, or when another player has no more item cards in front of them or in their hand at the end of any turn when a major omen has been placed. Announcing yourself as the traitor. If you announce that you are the traitor for the remainder of the game, you will no longer take a regular turn, but you will play omen cards during every other player's omen phase. If you are the traitor, you may announce it at the end of a turn where you played a major omen card, or after another player reveals a major omen card, you may refuse to use any of your revealed items that would help defeat the omen, or at the end of a turn when a player has placed a major omen card and you have no item cards. After you announce yourself as the traitor, you must discard all your item cards. All other players must give you their major omen cards. Place your journey card face down next to any of the 6 curses you would like to unleash as the true curse. The card will act as a hint. Accusing other players of being the traitor. At the start of a turn where a player will play a major omen card, any player may accuse any other player of being the traitor. Any player must second the accusation for anything to happen. If the accused is an explorer, the accused, the accuser, and the player who seconded the accusation must each discard an item card. If the accused is a traitor, the traitor shuffles all their item cards revealed and in their hand and deals them face down to the other player, starting with the player to their left. All players give their major omen cards to the traitor, and then the traitor acts as they are revealed. There will not always be a traitor in any game. At the end of the game ends when an explorer has no item cards left in their hand or revealed in front of them at the end of a turn when a major omen has been played. The explorers then immediately lose and the traitor wins. The last major omen card has been played, then all players reveal their journey cards. If there is a traitor, the true curse is whichever of the 6 curses has the most hints. Remember, the traitor's journey card counts as a hint. If curse cards are tied for the most hints, including the traitor's card, the traitor may choose the true curse. To win, the explorers must have the item cards needed to defeat the true curse. Items that need to be used by a certain character must be with that character. If the explorers do not have the items needed, the traitor wins. If there is no traitor, to win, explorers must have the items needed to defeat any 4 of the 6 curses, no matter how many hints they have. Other ways to play 5-player game. As described, you add the Inquisitor, use all 6 journey cards. Each player starts the game with 3 item cards instead of 4, 2 minor omen cards instead of 3. The Inquisitor starts the game with 1 extra item card. A 3-player game. Play as described, except during setup, shuffle the Soldier, Merchant, and Alchemist character cards together, randomly draw 1. That character will be the NPC for this game. Place it in the center of the table. Shuffle the Occultist in with the 2 remaining character cards and deal 1 to each player. Deal 4 journey cards as normal to the 3 players and the NPC. Note, it is possible for the NPC to be the traitor. Each player starts the game with 5 items, 4 minor omens and 2 major omens. Throughout the game, you may give the NPC item cards by placing them face up on the table. You must automatically use those items to defeat any omen or curse. Once each player has played 2 major omen cards, flip the NPC's journey card face up. If the NPC is the traitor, discard all the NPC's items and place the traitor card out of play. A challenging game. At the start of the game, add 3 Charon's Obol item cards to the item deck. A very challenging game. Place all 6. An advanced game. Played as described in the core game except. Players keep their character cards hidden. Players decide who will take the first turn. Players may use item cards that specific characters have an affinity for only if they are one of those 2 characters, but they do not announce their character identity. Players must deduce each player's character identity by observing which item cards they have been using throughout the game. It says you may combine all of that. That makes sense to do so. The characters. The deck of Lost Souls calls you from the darkness. Which role have you been summoned to play? The Alchemist. You do everything in pursuit of knowledge. You see the world through the lens of science and possibility, approaching every endeavor with the spirits of ingenuity and experimentation. If this card chooses you, your discoveries may lead you down a dark path of quandaries from which you may not return unscathed. The Alchemist has an affinity for the following items: Grimoire of Shadows, Physician's Bag, Codex of Tongues, Crescent Moon Sickle, Crucible, and Mirroring Line. The merchant. A great merchant is a shrewd entrepreneur who knows the value of things. With the tools of the trade, you are savvy enough to know when to barter, when to walk away. If this card chooses you, your skills and determination will come in handy when a bargain with an otherworldly entity becomes impossible to ignore. The merchant has an affinity for the following items: Grimoire of Shadows, Speaking Trumpet, Codex of Tongues, Discus of Momentum, Skeleton Key, and Shepherd's Sling. The Occultist. You operate with clandestine knowledge, whether through mystic powers or an extrasensory perception. You see what others cannot, and divine things yet to come. If this card chooses you, something otherworldly has crossed the veil between planes, and you are being called upon to prevail with it or against it. The Occultist has an affinity for the following items: Amulet of the Silver Dusk, Scarab Brooch, Physician's Bag, Crucible, Skeleton Key, and Shepherd's Sling. The Soldier. The soldier represents the height of physical prowess and tactical insight. You are a fighter whose courage and fortitude allow you to withstand the toughest challenges. If this card chooses you, you are sure to be tested in a battle the likes of which you have never seen. In this war, waged by true evil, only one side will survive. The soldier has the affinity for the following items: Amulet of Silver Dusk, Speaking Trumpet, Scarab Brooch, Discus of Momentum, Crescent Moon Sickle, and Mooring Line. The Inquisitor. An Inquisitor excels at covering secrets and unraveling mysteries. Through your investigative methods may be unorthodox, you are well equipped to expose hidden secrets. If this card chooses you, your powers of deduction have been called upon to shed light on a dark path from which there may be no coming back. The Inquisitor does not have any affinity for any specific items. So already I do quite like the, I guess that, I'm not sure if that's the front or the back, but that's very extra, the sort of foiling or gilding they've got on it. Oh, I think that's the front. These are the character cards. Soldier. The Merchant. The Alchemist. The Inquisitor. So, these are the curses. Plague Doctor. That looks like 4. So it looks like these all just take. Oh, I guess some of these do take less. Oh, that looks like a particularly nasty one. So these are the items. Inscribed rat skull. So I guess this makes an interesting dynamic for the trader. You could, I think that would give things away maybe, but that you've got these worthless items you could pass around, or like when you're given an item, you could, because the person you're giving an item back to, because you can, these are the major omens. You can secretly give back to them a worthless item. And of course they could act indignant, but since it's not revealed what you're passing back to them, was a little, I guess that does just make the game difficult, but it was a little disappointing to see that those Sharon's obols that were talked about were just essentially worthless items. So these are the minor omens. That's all of them. Oh, and these must be the special items, and I think you specifically need some of these to defeat specific curses. And then your roll cards. The dark whispers in the deck have seduced you with the promises of power. Work in secret to prevent the explorers from assembling the items needed to defeat omens and curses. Wait for the perfect moment to reveal your villainous machinations. And then the reference cards showing what you need to defeat the major curses. The one thing, I don't know, um, I just think that's like something that'd be sort of easy to forget. I'm not exactly seeing, since it wasn't on the character cards, but I wasn't seeing a real list of um, what affinity your characters, since certain characters can only use certain items. I wasn't really seeing a good concise spot. I guess it's just something you'll have to keep consulting the rule book about. So it feels kind of sad, but again, I haven't really been getting any questions. So I'll come up with my own. And unlike last week, I do have some that are weighing on me, so I think I will ask. Well, 4 questions. Yeah, I think I've got 4 questions that I'll be asking, unless somebody oh, I guess I should give my final thoughts on that game. So I really like the presentation. I do like that it's really kept to the Hill House feeling. I was really kind of worried that, okay, this is just another like werewolf reskin, and like I don't think, I think that market's pretty much played out because I mean, you can't really get much better than the One Night Ultimate Werewolf. So, but I like that this has, I feel like it's got a unique feeling. It's sort of like a Hill House Light in a way. So I guess overall I'm quite pleased with it. I think they went to a pretty good effort in presentation for the price. The art is disturbing but unique. It's got a lot of different accent touches. And I think I only paid around $20 for it, so I think that's pretty, it's got like a pretty decent value for that. The one complaint, I guess, is that Hill House, it's got very unique but memorable curses that you go up against, or you know, things that happen, and so I don't think it really captured that. I mean, since it seems like you're up, well, you're either up against a bunch of the curses if there isn't a traitor, or if there is a traitor, you're up against one that the traitor chooses, but that means all the curses are on the table for every game. I don't, that's like the one aspect that it really kind of fails to capture. the sort of essence of Hill House. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. I could see it getting a bit tired uh, fairly quickly, but aside from that, I think it looks pretty good. It looks like a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to having the chance to play it, which I thought was going to be tonight, but unfortunately my plans got canceled, so I'm not sure when I'll get that chance. So, as many of you know, the market's not looking good right now. And I know I said I'd try and move away from asking about financial related questions, but I'm kind of really feeling like I need some guidance in that area. Oh, I guess I should say will Solana reclaim 169.69 by the end of the month? So my second question, as I'm sure you can guess, is regarding Illy. Will Illy reclaim 0.002 by the end of the month? Oh, we have hit it. This is the second of two depictions of the Manchac Swamp Priestess in this deck, and I have said once we get this, I can retire this deck finally, because I really don't like this deck. But I did want to get my money's worth out of it. So this was in regards to Illy. So, question 3, for those of you who've been paying attention to the previous attempts, I'm sure you can guess what it will be. Will Mother reclaim 0.069? Oh, that's a great one. I don't think we've seen that handsome face before. So since this will be the last time we're using the deck, I'll go ahead and flip through it one last time for those who might have missed when we did overview. That shitty wizard again. Just a little bit too thick. Let's see if I can yeah, I think that's where we started. Yeah, that looks about right. So yes, this will be the last time we'll be using this deck. You know, am I the only one? I guess I was really looking for a more I think they really missed an opportunity here to give the fanfic community something to chew on. They really should have done, well, Ingrid Cold with just about anyone. That would be interesting pairing. Was there a MetaZoo fanfiction community? I mean, I know they did comics and stuff. So, like, there was stuff for people to sort of feed that urge. Actually, I don't think there is a card featuring Ingrid Cold, which that's interesting because I thought he was a pretty major character. There's quite a few actually that we didn't see. Oh, and that is the other. I do prefer the star a lot more. This one's fine too, but that's the other version of Manchac Swamp Priestess. Oh, I think that was it actually. Oh no. No, yeah. Yeah, that is it. So we end on the world. I believe I will be back tonight since my plans got canceled. I might actually try and finish Game Wizards. We only have 2 chapters left. I know I've been doing a chapter at a time, but kind of really want to get it done with because there's some other things I'm trying to focus on. But yes, we'll most likely be back for Game Wizards tonight. Perfect time, actually. So yes, Game Wizards tonight, which will probably be in about 4 hours.